800 students, the access is very limited. So we must look at those aspects. And something that again came up in the last session, which is procuring low-power battery-operated devices. I mean, we just need to be pragmatic that there is no electricity, there is a energy crisis in our country, and how we can get around it. So this has led to some basic observation. I mean, constrained resources mean those schools that have labs have very limited access for students that I've already mentioned. And ICT education without any connection to real-life problems or learning has very little lasting impact. So this brings me to introducing the idea of multimedia classroom. This has been tried in other countries as well, and this is something that we are trying to promote in our country as well. We're considering promoting at least. We have done that in a few classes, a few schools. Basically, it takes very little. It's a big slice classroom, one computer or laptop, one multimedia projector, one sound system, a microphone if needed, if there's a very classroom, and a white or blackboard, and teaching learning materials. Sorry, this will disappoint probably a lot of the content providers here, but that's all you need to have a basically multimedia classroom. And there the idea is that you explain a lot of the difficult to understand contents that can be delivered easily by using video, animated or PowerPoint based on digital contents. The benefits are fairly obvious, so I'm not going to hassle too much into it. That the whole point is making the whole classroom environment much more effective and learning friendly. So where do the contents come from? Again, this leads me to the second observation, that a lot of the new education initiatives in ICT education, where content is developed centrally, and somehow unintended results, teachers are somehow systematically being left out. And it's so you basically are providing the CDs or providing online content, and then teachers are reduced to becoming almost like a computer operator. They're just going and turn on the CD and then let the students learn from it. Is that what we want? Or like I was saying, the teachers are central piece of the puzzle, and there's no alternative to good teachers. So even though a centralized content development may be, and some of the examples I've seen outside, very professional, very attractive, and easy to operate, it has a negative impact on the teachers, which is it's difficult to modify. It cannot be customized. And as I said, that you cannot, one size does not fit all. I mean, when we talk about content, we also, as much as I would love to make contents for urban schools, but we have 80,000 primary schools, 20,000 secondary schools, and most of them are in very, very rural areas where there's hardly people are exposed to much interesting things. But so, and development cost of these contents is huge. So another experiment, I mean, there is the experiences we have found are still anecdotal, but it has been very positive so far, which is the introduction of digital content developed by teachers themselves. And we have trained through our Teachers Training College and through we have a program called Teachers Quality Improvement, a fantastic program which works on, and the head of the program is here, which Mr. Nazrul Islam Khan over here. If we have questions, he can also answer. Is something that they're working with Teachers Training Colleges how to make them more effective. And this is where trainings were given, where they were taught to use very basic things, how to create PowerPoint presentation, how to use Google, how to search for images that you need for your curriculum. And it kind of brought out the creative spirit among the teachers. And and I just have some examples that I had some video, but my colleague will actually have a detailed presentation on it tomorrow, Mr. Sarwar. So I'm not going to get too much into it, but this is something which has proven, albeit anecdotally, that if you actually give the teachers the tools and let them be creative, wonderful things may actually happen. And interestingly, something we are also doing is going by the Web 2.0 sort of idea of collaboration, We're basically creating a portal where teachers, once they produce a content, a particular thing, they can upload it online. And this is becoming the YouTube of teachers' content. So people from different parts of the country, they're actually producing contents and uploading them, and so that the other person don't need to reinvent the wheel. They can use somebody. If there's a good content, they can just use it from there. And there's an interesting exchange of ideas between different teachers that has kind of proving very, very interesting. So again, going some of the things. So that's I just digressed a little bit to give you some interesting good studies. But going back to the again, the infrastructure-wise, the priorities is on a medium term. Short term is the multi-purpose classroom, multimedia classroom. But medium term, of course, there is no alternative to having an ICT lab in every school. Of course, there's long term we would want to have one laptop per child. And on a primary school basis, short term, I'm not going to probably get too much into this, but we are also building up community learning centers, and this is where the PPP model can kick in quite interestingly. And on a tertiary level, high-speed research and education network is the goal. E-book, digital libraries, and mobile phone to be explored further as education development channels. So all of these are fascinating areas where we're going into. And PPP can play, government is actually looking at PPP very, very closely, and they just recently completely changed the framework, keeping service delivery in mind. We had PPP framework before, which only talked about big ticket infrastructure projects like building bridges and airports and those kinds of things. But now it has been revamped so that there are smaller projects focusing on service delivery can be done using the PPP framework. And these are some of the guidelines on what is can be considered as PPP possible projects. And again, if any of you are here interested, you can come in. Private investor may submit an unsolicited proposal, pre-feasibility study, and give the proposal to the government, and government can take up on. And there's a specific office of PPP, a specific cell is being created inside the Prime Minister's office, which will solely focus on PPP projects in Bangladesh. Having said that, I will not become another brick in the wall and conclude my presentation. Thank you very much.